Good evening, good morning, and good night. Welcome to Inappropriate Radio. It's your host. Let's get into this. So, hi guys. I hope all is well. No periodic table, no alien talk this evening. However, the creator came through with a message. Now, we are in the midst, or on the precipice, I should say, of the beginning of some very serious transitions, right? Within the midst of all of that, we are expected to carry a certain vibration in order to thrive. A few months ago, we had a conversation about running across people that will pretty much be a mirror, right? So if you have been attacked heavily for whatever the reason may be, if you have gone through things in the spiritual realm that can have led to your being displaced or distracted, or your vibration being diminished in any kind of way, then you may be weary of people who are attempting to steal your energy, right? And I actually had a different topic in mind, but the creator wanted to get this out first. It's actually a part of that cluster of downloads from the other morning that I was talking about. We are going to be getting a lot of unusual different activities in the spiritual realm as well as in the physical realm. We have already begun the transition. I'm sorry for all the noise. We have already begun with the transition. So it's going to start off as really subtle at first, right? So you might find that you'll get a download or a message from a person that you would normally not even have like a basic conversation with. You are going to start noticing people that you would never even look at or have a conversation with starting to become attracted to you, and you them. We are going to be noticing people being odd, right? And when I say odd, I mean doing things that kind of is like, it's like weird behavior, but you can kind of understand it and you're not really sure why you're understanding it. This is a result of the timelines as well as the dimensions meshing, okay? There's a lot of different spirits, entities, energies, frequencies, vibrations, spirits that are going to be coming into our reality, right? And some of them for our good, some of them for our bad. This is where your discernment, your obedience, and your ability to hear the creator will come into play, okay? It's kind of like when you watch those movies and they're like in this futuristic setting, and then you might see a dragon with, a human body, like a dragon head in a human body. It's kind of like everything is being hybridized, if I could. I don't even know like a word, right? Like everything is going to be combined, but you're going to see like a lot of hybrids of anything. Different foods, different waters, different clothing, different mindsets, different religions, not different species of people, definitely different species of animals, but different types of people. Yes, these are different species, but I don't want to get into that because that's, totally different topic. But different species of not only animals. I think we already have like hybrid cars already, right? And then we're kind of starting with the cars and the animals. These are like the two things, and I think that is funny because the animals and the cars are used for what? Transportation, right? This is how we're going to be moving around. Frequencies, the energies moving. I don't know. Maybe it makes sense to me and not to you, but this is the download, right? If you get it, you get it. If you don't, this is probably not for you, right? And that's fine. But all in all, this conversation is geared towards us learning how to make a distinction between things that may be for us and things that may not. And just because it has a certain appearance, or just because it's something that we've never seen before, or just because it's something that might make us slightly uncomfortable, doesn't mean it's not from the Creator, and it doesn't mean that it's not good for us. Having the exposure to new things, things that are going to challenge our belief systems, and not challenge them in a negative way, but challenge them in a way that will build and strengthen our spirits and our direct communication line with the Creator. Most of the time, we go through all these different areas of life assuming that sometimes God will just give us things. No, we have to figure a lot of this out. In the beginning of your spiritual journey, a lot of things will be provided to you. But as you spiritually mature, you're going to be expected to use your gifts in order to figure things out and solve things, right? To come up with solutions. So the main key to that is to pretty much just tap into your environment. And the reason why this message is so important is because the environment is changing. So the things that you would usually make reference to, rely on, extract information from the things that you would be using as tools to manifest and transmute are shifting. Our environment is shifting. Our immediate environment is shifting. So you have to start looking at what is around you and learning how to make a distinction between old things that need to go, new things that shouldn't be allowed in, old things that need to be revised, old things that you absolutely still have to keep because it's a part of your core foundation, and new things that you need to incorporate into your spirituality. And most of the times, people come into their spiritual awakening aware that they're either being attacked or that some sort of change needs to take place or that it already has, right? This is where that whole hybrid thing, comes into play. You have to learn how to mix things together that don't traditionally mix. And it's going to look odd. Like I said, we started with the animals and then the cars. We are going to see an influx of interracial marriages, different cultures, different religions, different ideations coming together, finding a common ground, okay? This isn't always a trick of the devil. This is sometimes very much needed assistance. It is very much so a part of your evolution. It is absolutely probably going to be one of the main things that you're going to be utilizing in order to get yourself into the next level. And your ability to understand these things is going to determine the speed, right? The actual time that it's going to take to get through, this old portal into the new one. I never encourage people to do things before they're ready, but a lot of the times we sit around and wait for things and we don't even realize that we are the ones that's holding ourselves up. Oftentimes we go through these different awakenings because the Creator wants us to experience something new. And if you allow yourself to be held up by things you need to let go, or if you're prematurely letting things in that, like I said, you don't need to be letting in, you might be creating an environment that is not going to assist you with your spiritual development. So that's the big deal. That's the problem here, right? It's not that God hates us so much and that he's taking us through all this unnecessary stuff. We can't skip steps. The only people that are allowed to skip steps are the people who are already learning the lesson. They have learned the lesson so much so that they don't need to go through other things. Or if you are literally coming in from a past life, picking up directly where you left off. If those are not the two things, then you are going to have to experience the different growing pains that are associated with not only jumping timelines, right? Because the jumping timeline thing is just one layer of it. You have to be able to understand your role in all of this. We all play a role. And I mean, this is independent of you knowing your purpose. This is not the same as you knowing your purpose. The gist here is to understand where your purpose and your energy and frequency comes in. That is the name of the game. To find your slot, find your spot, find out all that is connected to you and figure out how it functions, so you won't have to make so many alterations and so many different sacrifices up the road, right? It makes a lot of sense to, try to fine tune all of these things before they come in, simply so we can already have that spiritual relationship with ourselves. In all reality, I wanted to, like I said, talk about something different, but this is what the Creator wanted us to go over, because we're going to start seeing things that are going to be really odd. I mean, even the way that we start going about receiving our information is going to be very non-traditional. It's not going to be something that we are used to. And we're going to have to learn how to start normalizing things that we're unfamiliar with. Usually, if it makes you uncomfortable, it's either a spiritual attack or something that's going to lead to your growth. And you have to be able to determine, what that is and how that looks for you. We all have our own spiritual journey, our own spiritual interpretations, and our own spiritual stamina. And it's your job to fully understand yourself in all of those lights. I'm happy, that we are able to get into these new timelines, by the way. They have allowed us to start learning and understanding ourselves in different facets, so much so that we can start moving forward in things that not only connect us to our purpose, not only things that make us stronger and wiser, but things that will allow us to navigate the spiritual realms beyond our own understanding at this moment. And that's a whole nother topic, but it's important for us to understand, how we fit into all of this. And it's not going to look how you expect it. It's not going to feel how you expect it. It's not any of what we thought it was or would be. And you have to learn how to adjust accordingly. Okay? But I'm going to end it here. I hope you guys are drinking your water, eating your fruit and vegetables, and sipping on your own tea, because it is most definitely free. And I still have to get a date for that event. We'll get to that. That's a whole new topic. But all right, love y'all. Peace.